The glass slipped. Not enough to fall. Just enough to tilt. Zola caught it with 2 fingers before the cognac could spill, her wrist twisting mid-air like it had rehearsed this moment 1,000 times. No one noticed. Music pulsed low through the floor. A bass guitar hummed like a distant heartbeat. Laughter exploded from the center table, loud and careless, drowning out everything else. Kwon-soo threw his head back, mouth open in victory, one arm slung around a lieutenant's shoulder. "To new blood," he shouted. "To power." The men roared. Zola straightened, balanced the tray, and continued walking. Her shoes made no sound on the marble floor. 3 minutes had passed since she entered the room, and not a single person had looked directly at her face. That was how she survived. If you're already locked into this story, pause for 1 second. Hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. It helps this channel grow, and trust me, you're going to want to stay till the end. She moved like smoke between tables. Black uniform pressed clean. Hair tied back tight. Eyes calm. To them, she was furniture. To herself, she was calculating distances, angles, reflections. She didn't look at faces. She watched surfaces. Polished mahogany. Chrome trim. The mirrored wall behind the private booth. That's where she saw it. A flicker. A twitch. The man on Kwon-soo's right adjusted his cufflink. Enzo. His hand shook. Not much. Just enough. Zola slowed half a step. Her eyes drifted downward as if checking the glasses, but what she really saw was the faint dust settling on the rim of one crystal. A microscopic haze. Colorless. Odorless. Deadly. Her pulse did not change. She kept walking. At the far end of the room, in a corner where the light never quite reached, the elder clicked open his chrome lighter. The flame jumped. He didn't light anything. He simply watched the reflection ripple across its polished surface. He had ruled syndicates before Kwon-soo learned to shave. His eyes missed nothing. Especially not the waitress who froze for exactly half a second. Zola reached the table. 8 men. 1 heir. 2 bodyguards behind him. 3 lieutenants leaning in close. Enzo sat stiff, jaw tight, fingers curled around his knee beneath the table. Kwon-soo slapped the table. Finally. Took long enough. Zola said nothing. She placed the tray gently on the edge of the table. Her hand hovered over the glasses. Her fingers brushed porcelain. In that instant, the elder expected chaos. A scream. A dropped tray. A heroic warning. Instead, Zola stumbled. Just slightly. Her foot caught the carpet. Her shoulder dipped. The tray tilted. Gasps rose from the table. Kwon-soo's laughter died halfway. But nothing spilled. Zola's fingers danced. 2 rotations. 1 smooth pivot. She set the tray down. Perfectly. "Careful," one of the men muttered. She bowed her head. "I'm sorry," she said quietly. Her voice was soft. Unmemorable. Then she stepped back. The poisoned glass now sat in front of Enzo. The clean one gleamed in front of Kwon-soo. Zola turned and walked away. No eye contact. No pause. No backward glance. The elder closed his lighter. He leaned forward in his chair. His heartbeat picked up for the first time in years. She hadn't exposed the traitor. She hadn't saved the heir loudly. She had executed a silent correction. A surgical adjustment. He raised 2 fingers to his enforcers. They froze mid-step. Let it play out. He wanted to see what kind of creature she was. Kwon-soo lifted his glass. "Tonight," he said, standing, "we celebrate expansion. New territory. New money. New enemies." Cheers erupted. The men stood. Glasses lifted. Enzo rose slower than the rest. His hand trembled as he wrapped his fingers around the stem. Sweat appeared instantly on his brow. He looked at the liquid like it might speak to him. One of the lieutenants laughed. "What's wrong, Enzo? You look sick." Enzo forced a smile. "Just tired." Kwon-soo leaned over and clinked his glass against Enzo's. "To loyalty," he said. The word hit Enzo like a slap. He swallowed. His eyes flicked toward the exits. Guarded. Locked. He couldn't refuse. If he didn't drink, he was dead. If he drank, he was dead. Zola stood at the bar, wiping an already clean counter. She felt the shift in the room before it happened. She counted. 3, 2, 1. Enzo raised the glass. His lips touched the rim. He hesitated. Just long enough for the camera to catch a single bead of sweat sliding down his temple. Then he drank. The room exploded in cheers. Glasses slammed together. Kwon-soo laughed. Someone slapped Enzo's back. Enzo swallowed. Once. Twice. His throat convulsed. He blinked rapidly. What the? His knees buckled. The glass shattered on the floor. Enzo collapsed. Foam bubbled from his mouth. His body jerked violently. Someone screamed. Chairs scraped back. Guns appeared. Kwon-soo was dragged away from the table by his guards. "Call a doctor," someone yelled. The elder didn't move. He watched Enzo die with professional detachment. Then his gaze shifted. Straight to the bar. Zola met his eyes through the mirror. She did not flinch. Her face was blank. She finished wiping the counter. And turned away. The room didn't settle after Enzo collapsed. It fractured. Men shouted over each other. Someone kicked a chair out of the way. A bodyguard crouched beside Enzo, checking for a pulse that wasn't there. Kwon-soo's jacket was halfway off his shoulders as two guards pushed him toward the private hallway. "What the hell just happened?" Kwon-soo barked. "Poison," one of the guards said. "Stay behind us." Kwon-soo yanked free. "No. I want answers." His chest rose and fell hard. The arrogance that usually lived in his grin had vanished, replaced by raw confusion and something closer to fear. The elder stood slowly. The room quieted at once. No one told them to stop talking. They just did. He walked with measured steps across broken glass and spilled cognac, past Enzo's twitching body, until he stood near the bar. Zola was refilling water glasses. Her hands were steady. The elder studied her from 3 feet away. "You," he said. Zola turned. "Yes, sir." Her voice carried no tremor. "Did you see anything strange?" She blinked once. "No, sir." He tilted his head. "You didn't notice anyone near the drinks?" "I only serve what I'm given." Her eyes were calm. Not submissive. Just present. The elder searched her face for cracks. Found none. Kwon-soo pushed forward. "Who poured the glasses?" A bartender raised his hand. "I did." "Same bottle. Same tray." The elder turned back to Zola. "And you delivered them?" "Yes." "Did any man touch the tray?" She thought for half a second. "No." Kwon-soo swore under his breath. "Then how the hell?" The elder raised a hand. Silence again. He looked at Enzo. Then back at Zola. "You may go," he said. Zola nodded and walked away. Her back stayed straight. She did not rush. But every instinct in her screamed that eyes were burning into her spine. She passed through the swinging kitchen doors and exhaled slowly. Only once. The kitchen buzzed with nervous energy. Cooks whispered. Servers huddled. Someone was crying near the sink. Zola walked straight to the prep counter and began slicing lemons. Each cut precise. Each movement deliberate. She didn't stop when footsteps approached behind her. The elder's presence filled the narrow space like pressure before a storm. "You saved him." Zola didn't turn. "I don't know what you mean." He stepped closer. "I watched you." She finally faced him. Her gaze met his without fear. I tripped, she said. That's all. The elder smiled faintly. Do you think I've survived 50 years in this business by believing accidents? Zola wiped her hands on a towel. I serve drinks. He reached into his coat and placed a black leather briefcase on the counter. The click echoed in the kitchen. He opened it. Stacks of cash stared back at her. Kwon-soo's uncle. The old king. Offering tribute. For saving my blood, he said quietly. Zola looked at the money. Then at him. Her lips parted. The slightest breath escaped. Then she pushed the briefcase away. The elder's smile disappeared. I don't want it. The cooks froze. Someone dropped a pan. The elder studied her like she'd just spoken a foreign language. You don't want money. No. Power. No. Protection. Zola reached into her pocket. Pulled out something small. Plastic. Clear. Empty. She placed the vial on the counter. The elder stared. Recognition hit him like a punch. His jaw tightened. You. Zola's eyes hardened. I poisoned the glass. The kitchen seemed to shrink. The hum of refrigerators grew louder. You, what? I poisoned Kwon-soo's drink before it ever reached the table. The elder stared at her. You're insane. She shook her head. No. I'm patient. His voice dropped. Then why is my nephew alive? Zola leaned closer. So you'd trust me. His pupils dilated. The realization crawled up his spine. You let me see. Yes. You let me think you saved him. Yes. His fingers curled slowly. You sacrificed a lieutenant. Zola corrected him. I removed a traitor. The elder's laugh was soft and dangerous. You're either brave or suicidal. She met his stare. Neither. Then what are you? Her lips curved. Just barely. A door. He studied her. You don't even know what you just walked into. She nodded. I do. He leaned back against the counter. And what exactly do you think this is? Zola didn't hesitate. A dying empire pretending it isn't. Silence stretched. Somewhere outside, Kwon-soo was shouting orders. The elder finally spoke. Who sent you? No one. You don't freelance this kind of move. She shook her head. This is personal. His eyes narrowed. You had access. You waited. You observed. You timed everything. Yes. For how long? Zola's gaze drifted briefly, like she was counting years. Long enough. He folded his arms. You expect me to believe a waitress dismantled one of my inner circle on her own? I didn't dismantle anything, she said. I repositioned pieces. His mouth twitched. You think you're playing chess with me? I know I am. Kwon-soo burst through the kitchen doors. His face was flushed. What the hell is going on? The elder raised a hand. Leave us. Kwon-soo hesitated. Uncle. Leave. Kwon-soo stared at Zola. Something unreadable crossed his face. Then he turned and walked out. The elder looked back at her. You could have killed him. Yes. Why didn't you? Because dead men don't build trust. He nodded slowly. You want inside. Yes. And once you're inside? Zola's voice dropped. Then I tear it apart. He studied her for a long moment. Then he picked up the vial. Turned it between his fingers. You're dangerous. She didn't deny it. He slipped the vial into his pocket. You'll come with me. Zola wiped her hands again. As what? His eyes glinted. As whatever you want to be. She followed him out of the kitchen. Back into the shattered room. Kwon-soo watched her cross the floor. For the first time, he didn't see a waitress. He saw a threat. And something else. Something he couldn't name. Zola felt his stare. She did not look back. The ride was silent. No music. No conversation. Just the low hum of armored tires cutting through wet streets. Zola sat in the back seat between two enforcers. Their shoulders were broad. Their hands rested close to their weapons. She stared out the window. Neon signs blurred past. She catalogued turns. Counted seconds. Tracked elevation changes. The elder sat across from her, hands folded over his cane. "You planned this for months," he said. "Yes. Years." She didn't answer. Kwon-soo sat beside his uncle, jaw clenched, eyes never leaving Zola. "You killed Enzo," he said suddenly. Zola turned to him. "I corrected him." His voice rose. "He was family." She held his gaze. "He was selling routes to your rivals." Kwon-soo froze. The elder closed his eyes briefly. "You're sure?" Kwon-soo whispered. Zola nodded. "He was leaking shipments through Manila. He used the charity accounts to launder it." The elder exhaled slowly. "I suspected," he murmured. "But I had no proof." Kwon-soo looked away. His hands curled into fists. "You didn't have the right." Zola's tone remained level. "He poisoned your glass." Silence slammed into the car. Kwon-soo turned back sharply. "What?" "He intended to make your death look like an allergic reaction." The elder's jaw tightened. "You're saying Enzo tried to assassinate my nephew?" "Yes." Kwon-soo swallowed. "You're lying." Zola met his eyes. "I switched the glasses." His breath hitched. "You were going to let me die?" "Yes." The honesty stunned him. Then she added, "Until I saw your uncle watching." The elder leaned forward. "So you adapted?" "Yes." "You changed your target?" "Yes." Kwon-soo stared at her like he was seeing her for the first time. "You used me." Zola didn't deny it. "You let him think you saved me." "Yes." "You made my uncle owe you." "Yes." His voice cracked. "You're a monster." Zola studied him. "No." "Then what?" "I'm someone who doesn't miss." The car stopped. A private compound rose ahead, tall iron gates sliding open. They entered. The building was quiet, sterile, guarded by men who didn't ask questions. Zola was led to a clean room with a table and two chairs. The elder dismissed everyone else. He sat across from her. "You don't have markings," he said. "No gang signs. No tattoos." She folded her hands. "I don't belong to anyone. Everyone belongs to someone." Her jaw tightened. "Not anymore." He watched her closely. "You lost someone." She didn't answer. He pressed. "A brother." No response. "A lover." Her fingers twitched. He leaned back. "A child." Her breath caught. "Just barely." The elder nodded slowly. "There it is." Her voice dropped. "Don't. You're here for revenge." She closed her eyes for half a second, then opened them. "I'm here for balance. You burned a traitor to get close to me." "Yes. And now I climb." His mouth curved into a humorless smile. "You think I'll hand you my empire? I think you already did." He laughed quietly. "You're bold. You're old." The words landed. The elder didn't react. He studied her. "Why not kill Kwon-soo?" "Because he's not the disease. And I am." She hesitated, then nodded. "You built this." He accepted that. "You want me dismantled. I want your system dismantled." He drummed his fingers on the table. "And when I refuse?" She leaned forward. "You won't." His eyebrows rose. "You sound confident." "I poisoned your heir tonight and walked out alive." He smiled. "That's true." She stood. "I didn't come here to ask permission." He watched her eyes. "You came to be useful." "Yes." He stood too. You'll start small. Good. You'll answer to me. For now. He laughed softly. You think there's an endgame? There always is. He gestured toward the door. Kwon-soo will train you. Her eyes flicked up. That's a mistake. His gaze sharpened. He needs to learn who his enemies really are. And I do. You need to learn who he is. They exited the room. Kwon-soo waited in the hall. His expression was guarded. She stays, the elder said. Kwon-soo looked at Zola. You're not one of us. Zola met his stare. I don't need to be. He scoffed. You think you can walk into this world and control it? She stepped closer. I already did. His jaw tightened. The elder placed a hand on Kwon-soo's shoulder. She saved your life. Kwon-soo's voice was low. She admitted she poisoned me. The elder smiled. And then she saved you. Kwon-soo looked away. His chest rose and fell hard. Fine, he said. But she doesn't leave my sight. Zola nodded. That works. They walked down the corridor. Guards fell in behind them. Kwon-soo finally spoke. You don't even look scared. Zola replied. I already died once. He stopped. What? She turned. When you've buried someone you love because of men like you, fear becomes optional. His throat tightened. She continued walking. And for the first time in his life, Kwon-soo realized the woman beside him wasn't hunting money. She was hunting ghosts. They didn't give her a uniform anymore. They gave her clearance. Zola walked through halls that only blood relatives and sworn killers were allowed to enter. Keycards unlocked doors. Men stepped aside. Whispers followed her like shadows. She's the one. The waitress. She killed Enzo. No, she saved the boss. Zola ignored all of it. Kwon-soo stayed close. Too close. He watched how she moved. How she scanned rooms. How she memorized exits. You walk like you're always ready to run, he said. I walk like I don't like surprises. They entered a conference room filled with screens. Maps glowed. Shipping routes pulsed. Financial streams scrolled. Kwon-soo gestured around them. This is what you stepped into. Zola studied the displays. This is what I came for. He folded his arms. You don't belong here. She turned. Neither did you. You were born here. He bristled. That doesn't mean I didn't earn it. She nodded. You earned fear. He stepped closer. And what did you earn? She met his eyes. Survival. Silence stretched. He exhaled. Why us? Zola didn't answer right away. She walked to one of the screens. Tapped a port city. Then another. Then a third. These 3 shipments, she said. They disappeared last quarter. Kwon-soo frowned. Accounting said weather delays. Zola shook her head. False manifests. She pulled up transaction logs. These accounts are ghosting funds. His eyes narrowed. That's impossible. It's sloppy. He stared at the data. You did this already. I started before Enzo. He turned slowly. You were digging while serving drinks. Yes. His voice dropped. How long were you watching us? Zola swallowed. Long enough to learn your schedules. That's not what I asked. Her jaw tightened. She didn't answer. He stepped closer. Tell me. She looked at him. My daughter was 6. His breath caught. She died during one of your weapons transfers. His mouth opened. No sound came out. Stray bullet, she continued. Wrong street. Wrong time. You people call that collateral. Kwon-soo staggered back like she'd hit him. I didn't. You signed the route approvals. His hands trembled. I didn't know. She nodded. That's the point. His voice broke. You're blaming me for something I didn't even see. Her eyes burned. And I buried a child I couldn't save. The room felt smaller. He rubbed his face. Why not just kill me? Because then nothing changes. You want revenge. I want consequences. He sank into a chair. His arrogance drained away. For the first time, he looked young. You're tearing this apart from inside. Yes. You're using my uncle. Yes. And me. She hesitated, then nodded. He laughed bitterly. You're brilliant. She didn't react. You're cruel. She didn't deny it. You're broken. She looked away. Later that night, Kwon-soo found her on the rooftop. City lights stretched endlessly below. She leaned against the railing. You don't sleep. I don't dream. He stood beside her. You plan to die in that restaurant. Yes. Why? Because it was supposed to end with you. He swallowed. But you changed it. Yes. Because my uncle saw you. She nodded. He stared at the skyline. You used his love for me. Yes. He let out a shaky breath. Do you hate me? Zola thought about it. No. He looked surprised. I don't hate you. I don't love you. You're a variable. That hurt more than hate. You talk like nothing matters. She finally turned to him. Everything matters. That's why I can't afford feelings. He studied her face. You don't even cry. She looked past him. I already did. Inside, the elder watched them from security monitors. He saw how Kwon-soo leaned toward her. How Zola didn't step away. He smiled faintly. Predators always recognized each other. Zola began restructuring routes within days. She flagged corrupted accounts. She redirected shipments. She exposed 2 more traitors. Each move earned her more trust, more access, more power. Kwon-soo followed her lead. He stopped partying, stopped drinking, started listening. You're turning him into something else, the elder observed one evening. Zola replied. He's learning. The elder sipped tea. You're shaping my heir. I'm sharpening him. He studied her. And when he's sharp enough? She didn't answer. Weeks passed. Zola became unavoidable. Meetings paused until she arrived. Decisions waited for her nod. Even the elder began asking her opinion. Then one night, an ambush hit one of their convoys. 3 men died. Kwon-soo slammed his fist on the table. Someone leaked our route. All eyes turned to Zola. She stood slowly. It wasn't internal. How do you know? Kwon-soo snapped. Because I changed the route myself. The elder leaned forward. Then who? Zola pulled up satellite feeds. A rival syndicate marker blinked. They're testing your defenses. Kwon-soo's jaw tightened. They won't get a second chance. Zola looked at him. They will. He froze. They always do. The second attack came 3 nights later. This time they went straight for Kwon-soo. The convoy exploded at the intersection before anyone saw the drone. Fire ripped through the armored SUV behind his. Glass rained like silver insects. His driver swerved hard, tires screaming. Get us out! Kwon-soo shouted. Gunfire cracked from rooftops. Zola was already moving. She shoved Kwon-soo down between the seats and crawled over him, her body shielding his head as bullets punched into the side panels. Stay low, she yelled. The car fishtailed. Guards returned fire. Smoke filled the cabin. Kwon-soo coughed violently. Zola. She grabbed his collar. Don't look up. The vehicle smashed through a barricade and burst into an underground ramp. The shooting faded. Only their breathing remained. Kwon-soo stared at her. Her cheek was bleeding. His hands shook. You could have died. She wiped blood from her face. So could you. They arrived at the compound shaken and furious. The elder demanded answers. Zola didn't raise her voice. They're baiting you into retaliation. Kwon-soo slammed the table. So what? We wait. No, Zola said. We let them think you're wounded. The room went quiet. You leak false recovery footage, she continued. You pull your outer perimeter. You leave one warehouse exposed. The elder narrowed his eyes. A trap. Yes. Kwon-soo looked at her. You're setting yourself up as bait. She nodded. They'll come for me. His throat tightened. No. They think I'm the architect. The elder leaned back. They'd be right. Kwon-soo stood. I won't risk you. Zola met his gaze. You already did when you followed me. He froze. She softened slightly. You trust me. His voice cracked. Yes. Then let me finish this. The warehouse burned blue with floodlights. Zola stood alone inside. No weapon visible. Just calm breathing. She waited. Footsteps echoed. Figures emerged from shadows. The rival leader stepped forward. So this is the waitress. Zola smiled faintly. Tell your men to lower their guns. He laughed. Why would I? Because your sniper on the east catwalk is already dead. His smile faded. She continued. And your driver is wired. His radio crackled. Shouting erupted. He lunged for his weapon. Shots exploded. Within seconds, Kwon-soo's men flooded the building. The rivals fell. The leader dropped to his knees. He stared up at Zola. You think you won? She leaned down. No. She whispered. I think we reset. Outside, Kwon-soo watched her walk out of smoke and flashing lights. Something broke open inside him. Later on the rooftop again, he finally spoke. You saved me. She shook her head. I used you. Then why does it feel like you care? She hesitated. Emotion flickered across her face. Just once. Because you're trying. He stepped closer. You changed me. She didn't move. You're not your uncle. She said nothing. I don't want to be. She looked away. Weeks passed. The elder began delegating. Kwon-soo took control of operations. Zola became strategy. The empire reshaped itself around her. One evening, the elder summoned Zola alone. You're turning my legacy into something else. Yes. You're killing what I built. She met his eyes. I'm evolving it. He studied her. You planned this from the beginning. Yes. And when I die? You already handed it to Kwon-soo. He nodded slowly. And when he falls? Her voice was steady. He won't. The elder smiled. You chose him. Yes. Do you love him? Zola looked away. I don't have room for that. But when Kwon-soo was wounded during a later operation, she stayed by his bedside for 48 hours straight. She held his hand when he woke. He whispered. You stayed. She replied. I don't abandon people who change. Months later, the elder passed quietly in his sleep. No violence. No coup. Just silence. Kwon-soo became head of the syndicate. His first move? He shut down 3 trafficking routes. He redirected funds to community rebuilding. He burned old alliances. And he did nothing without Zola. One night, standing in the same lounge where it all began, Kwon-soo handed Zola a glass. She stared at it. He smiled softly. I poured it myself. She took it. Their fingers brushed. He said quietly, You saved my life. She replied. No. She looked into his eyes. I rewrote it. They clinked glasses. And somewhere deep inside the empire, gears shifted. Zola had not entered their world to survive it. She entered to change it. The silence was never weakness. It was strategy. She was never a waitress. She was the reckoning. And if this story kept you glued till the end, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what part shocked you the most, because more powerful stories are coming, and you don't want to miss them.